Hello everybody, thanks for inviting for this event. It looks pretty cool, great to be on the big stage here. I would like to talk a little bit with you about the next generation blockchain user experience, because I believe this is one of the biggest problems. This is not going to be the sales pitch of Aurora. This is more about the fundamental things. Right? But let me start just with a very, very high-level description of Aurora, though it is not a sales pitch. Aurora itself is a solution that allows to scale Ethereum blockchain. It is an EVM-compatible network. This is how it is viewed from the developer and user point of view. So it is similar to Polygon, it is similar to Arbitrum, it is similar to anything that you know that is EVM-compatible, right? Technically, if we would talk about the categorization, it is an L1, so it is separated from Ethereum. But because of the rainbow bridge that we have, it actually inherits the security of the Ethereum blockchain. So from that standpoint, it is an L2 with a decentralized sequencer, right? So this is for the techies. Decentralized sequencer because Aurora has more than 100 validators. And the reason why it has more than 100 validators, or actually 400 validators at the moment, is because Aurora is not working as a chain separately. It is a smart contract that is working on top of Near blockchain. And the reason why we have chosen Near blockchain to build on top is because of the scalability of the Near blockchain. We believe that this is the final destination for the scalability of any blockchain applications. Obviously, on top of these, we have Web3 compatible RPC, so any tools that you know that are working usually with EVM chains are able and are working with Aurora, right? So MetaMask, Truffle, Hardhat, whatever you want to work with Aurora, it is going to work with Aurora. We also put as a base token ETH, but we are going to talk about this a little bit further down the presentation. And the reason to make this decision was just to have a smooth onboarding, right? We're not sacrificing the core values of the Ethereum community. We're not pushing users to buy our token in order to transact on our blockchain. Well, we actually believe that people need to transact on blockchain without any fees. Yeah, and maybe some of you know about Rainbow Bridge. This is a trusted generic bridge with Ethereum, the only one that exists at the moment. It is the third largest bridge in TVL, never been hacked, and we are pretty proud of this one. And we have an additional product, Aurora Plus, that actually is going in the direction of the next blockchain user experience, and we are going to talk about it a little bit later on. So, going on into the actual blockchain user experience. So I believe many of you do know this painting by Pollock, and this is how the blockchain user experience is looking at the moment. It is super low level, it is complicated, it is error prone, and it is kind of a little bit of a form of an art. I'm saying so because the concepts of kind of sending the transactions, paying per transaction for the execution of these transactions. Complicated concepts like stuck transactions, right? That when you need to speed these transactions up. All of these things are extremely, extremely low level, and it is pretty similar to the situation if people would ask you to kind of send the direct TCP/IP packages to the server in order to connect with. But the non-blockchain user experience at the moment is absolutely the opposite. It is extremely straightforward, intuitive, engaging, and this is something that we are using on a day-to-day basis. The thing that allows us to understand, for example, why the connection is secure is just the green HTTPS, right? We are not looking into TSL certificates, we're not doing any checks there, right? The blockchain experience, the non-blockchain experience at the moment is extremely simple. And why this difference is there? Why Web3 is so complicated compared to Web2? This is a fundamental thing for any new technologies, actually. So previously, before the blockchain, I was working in the graphic NVIDIA and working with the GPU computing, general purpose GPU computing. And at the very beginning of that technology, it was extremely low level. You needed to understand how the actual silicon works in order to create great programs, right? But over time, it was going down and down the stack, and developers started to think of it on a very high level type of primitives. So it is just the indication of the fact that the reason why blockchain user experience is so bad is just the indication of the fact that we are pretty early in the technology development lifecycle. And in general, it started as a form of a rebellion. We literally discarded everything that was a norm in the Web 2 world, and we said that, yeah, now the users are going to be in charge, they are going to own their assets, they are going to own their governance powers and so on, right? So, like, that's a natural thing. We burned everything from Web 2, and we decided to do that. But I do believe that there is no time for us to have these teenager problems, and we actually need to start listening to our parents from Web 2. The companies, the IT giants already figured out how to engage users. They already onboarded billions of people, right? We are only kind of dreaming of onboarding 10 million people or maybe 100, but we are not yet there. And there are people who already figured out how to do it, right? Let's learn from them instead of kind of fully discarding what they have done. And moreover, there is no other way for us because the users are already spoiled, right? Everybody know how to use TikTok, right? You already know how to use Tinder. You swipe in one direction, you are going for a date. You swipe in the other direction, you are not going there. This is actually an authentication method. Everyone here are authenticating the login into their phone with their biometrics at the moment, right? How you can authenticate the transaction in any other way, right? We would not be able to onboard these people unless we are going to fix the user experience problem. So, from our standpoint, there is one potential direction of the development. This is the direction that we are taking, and this is something that I encourage everyone to at least consider, especially in the domain of the chains or any L1 or any infrastructure. So the first point is that transaction fees should be eliminated. There is no such thing as transaction fees in Web 2 world. Every time when I'm going to YouTube website, YouTube is actually using an additional protocol in order to secure the connection there, and this is Cloudflare. I'm not paying to Cloudflare every time that I'm entering YouTube. I'm not paying to YouTube CDN every time when I'm getting a little bit of the data from the YouTube content delivery network. So the guts of the protocol, the business model of the underlying protocols in the internet is not exposed anywhere. This is so fundamental and so straightforward that we already not noticing this. But instead, what is happening in Web3, we are exposing the business model of the protocol right in the face of the user, and this is the transaction fees. So this thing should be eliminated. Instead, we need to go to the model of the internet connection. We need to create blockchain providers, if you will, where users are paying for the kind of subscription to the blockchain, or even more, because right now already mobile operators started to propose such things as YouTube Pass, right? When you're getting absolutely free traffic for the YouTube for the next 3 months or whatever. This is working right now as promo campaigns, but in general the direction there is that it's just YouTube who is paying for the traffic. We can make either a user to pay for the transactions or actually a DApp to pay for the transactions of the user, and put the business model of the blockchain inside of the business model of the DApp. And there is only one thing that can allow for this, and this is the protocol level meta transactions. There is no other technology that would allow to do this. We can develop standards for meta transactions. These standards are going to be different. We can try to force developers to use the standards, but we already have quite a lengthy legacy of the blockchain development. There are tons of smart contracts that audited and that are developed. That is the reason, because of all of the smart contracts and because of all of these tools, we have the EVM marching forward and being the main development runtime for everything. So we need to have protocol level meta transactions. And the wallets, from our point of view, they need to change the way how they are operating, right? They need to become something like an online banking apps or like a neo-banks, and with an ability to manage the user keys, right, inside of this application, and with the Web2 authentication for the actions. Because if you split the payment per transaction from the actual signing of the transaction, it means that there is only one thing that the user needs to do, and this is authenticating his action. And there are tons of ways how people are authenticating the actions at the moment, and usually they're just looking at their phone, and that's enough. Supporting this point, and this is from our side, we have developed the product that is called AURORA+. And this is a product that actually demonstrates a little bit the power of this approach. In AURORA, we do have the protocol level meta transactions, and because of this, we are able to create a freemium model for users who are onboarding to AURORA with AURORA+. So the person onboards to AURORA+, creates his account using his email address, and he gets already 50 free transactions per month. Without sending crypto, without the need of KYC, these transactions are available for any smart contracts on AURORA blockchain. It is just there. And obviously there is somebody who is paying for these transactions, and it is us, right? It's just, this is how freemium is working, right? But this is an example of how powerful this approach can be. We have more than 150,000 users that are working with AURORA+ today, with around 10,000 monthly active users. And this number is continuing to grow. So yeah, if you're interested in this thing, or kind of try out what I call the next level blockchain user experience, I encourage you to check it out on AURORA+, and you'll find it out really, really fast. That's it from my side. I encourage everyone to think about the user experience in depth, and make it closer to user experience, because this is the only way how we can finally move towards the mass adoption. Thank you very much.